Hey Jason, how's it going? Long time no talk. Thank you for sending me this. So, first of all, I wanted to say it's quite a nice cover. I really enjoy the acoustic feel to it, and keep making more. By the way, you said that you didn't like those mistakes in there, but it's all part of the authenticity. So, um, I mean, it is definitely true that we should try to get the recording the best that we can before we start mixing or doing anything like that. But little imperfections here and there are fine, just fine. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. So you can see here that I did a couple of little things. And again, I'm using the stock EQ and Logic here. I think you use GarageBand, which is perfectly fine because that comes with the MacBook. Logic is just, its bigger brother, basically. So I know you said you looked at a lot of EQ tutorials and stuff, but I think the biggest thing you need to know can be condensed into basically this. Use your ears. And I know that's kind of a strange thing to say because for a beginner, how do we know what's good and what's bad, right? And so in this case, the greatest tool of an EQ or an equalizer is basically the high pass filter. If you don't know what that is, I'll go over it in a second, but let me just go over an EQ really, really quickly. Basically, we just use the EQ to take out or boost frequencies in the music that we do like or we don't like. So we're going to take away or cut if we don't like a certain frequency, right? And we boost. So that's a boost right there, right here. And I do that if I want to accentuate some frequencies. Okay, so let me just get into what I did here. First of all, I immediately put on the high pass filter, and this is something we do for 90% of tracks. A high pass filter basically means that we're cutting out all these low frequencies. In this case, you can see here underneath 100 hertz, all of these I'm just taking out. So this big slope here means that all of this stuff is gone. All the stuff in red is basically just gone. So all we're left with is this stuff here, okay? The reason is because when we're recording, we get a lot of buildup of noise, and this noise can be found in this area. So when we're trying to clean up a recording, we take this part out. The only time when we wouldn't take it out is usually for like a kick drum, for example, where you want that sub frequency, right? You want that heavy kick feel to it. So if you took that out, then the kick would sound really, really thin. Does that kind of make sense? So that's what this is, all right? Now, let me just go over these other cuts here. Oh, you know what? Here, let me just do a quick before and after before I do any further. I apologize, I don't know how to record both the screen and its audio and my voice. So I'm just using my iPhone here. I hope you forgive me for that. So you know what? Here, let me just turn it off, and this is the recording I got. Okay, now I'm going to turn it on. Tell me if you can hear a difference. Sorry, I'm shaking a little bit. And off. And on. Okay, so I don't know if it came across on the phone, but to my ears, it already became cleaner because here we took out all these low frequencies there. Now here, I did a sweep and then destroy method. So it's called the sweep and destroy. All that is basically you grab a certain point. In this case, I'm using this band. A band is basically just any point on the frequency spectrum. So here, for example, I notched out 6 decibels of this frequency here because I didn't like how that sounded. So what I did was I took this one, I moved it all the way up, I played the music, and I was looking for a frequency I didn't like here. So I was sweeping around. Now you hear how that's slightly muddy. It's just muddy, right? There's just something that's not nice there. So I found that I don't like, that frequency I don't like, and then I took out however much I felt was good until it sounded cleaner to me. Alright, does that make sense? So that's what that. Then I did the same for this band here. So I took another band, swept around. Now here, can you hear this boxiness here? Listen. So it kind of sounds like the recording is from the inside of the guitar, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's really boxy. So I found that, I took that out as well. That much. If I took out too much, it wouldn't sound so good. So there we go. And then I did a few more sweeps around, and I found that there were no other offending frequencies. Everything else sounded okay. Then I wanted to see if there's anything I could enhance. So I took a band here. I started up here, and then usually up here around here, these frequencies are more for the crisp. Like if we're doing a voice recording, these sibilances, like the S's and those kind of things, would be accentuated. Here in a guitar's case, I think I would boost a little bit here, just because I want to hear a bit of the string sound and just crispen it up just a little bit. So compared to this, and if I move it up a little bit, oh, hang on, and then I'll turn it off a second. You hear how it rings out a little more, right? On those high notes, listen. That's really nice. That's real. Excuse me. That's really nice. Okay, and finally here. Sorry, something in my throat. Sorry. Okay, right here. This I found between the two offending frequencies. I found that this part gave it a bit of warmth, a little bit of body. So I was sweeping around again. And in the middle, I found that, oh, this actually sounds quite nice. If I put a little bit to it, it could actually enhance it. And so that's what I did. So first it was here, and then pushed up a little bit. Now let me go from the beginning, actually. So here, this is nothing. And then with it just fattens it up a little bit nicely. All right. And there we go. I hope that helps. I kind of did that, in 5 minutes or so, but that's just a quick glimpse at what an EQ can do for you. Take out frequencies that you don't like, and then boost the frequencies that you do. You also mentioned that there were the little noises that, like the changing of frets or whatever. That stuff can actually be handled by a compressor, which basically just, okay, there's different types of compressors. There's a gate, which basically cuts out any frequency it cuts out any frequency that goes above a certain threshold, but we don't have to talk about that now. So the squeaks and stuff could be handled by a compressor, but the EQ, all it does is it shapes the tone, okay? A compressor controls the volume, more so, the volume of the overall track. In this case, the EQ is shaping how you want the actual quality of the sound to sound. So there we go. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this has helped you. All right, I think I'm gonna send this back to you. All right, see you later.